So is the metaverse trend of investing that we are seeing at the moment just a load of short-term hype, or is this something we should be taking very seriously and investing at this stage? This has been something that I have been battling with myself, that I haven't been too sure of what to do. My view up until now is that not a lot has fundamentally changed except for Facebook changing their name. And this alone caused a lot of projects like Decentraland, for example, to nearly 10x. I was delighted to see Grayscale release a research report this week on the metaverse, and it really helped me to try and get a grasp of how big this could possibly be and how soon should we be investing. So in this video, I'm going to take you through some of the most interesting parts of this report from my perspective. After reading this report, I am definitely taking things a lot more seriously, but I am still very wary that a lot of the crypto projects are still pretty much tiny and they are going to be very risky. And the whole metaverse space is still relatively tiny. According to Grayscale, the metaverse is a potential $1 trillion revenue opportunity in areas such as digital marketing, social media, hardware, developer and creator monetization, as well as digital events. The first interesting point that they make in the report is actually one that is quite easy to forget. When the world went through the change of going from Web 1.0 to Web 2.0, pretty much our whole lives changed. From how we interact with each other, the products and services we buy, how our businesses work, our culture and even our politics have changed significantly because of this technology. And as we move from Web 2.0 to Web 3.0, we may see some similar huge widespread changes in how we do things. The gaming industry has been the first ones to adopt and embrace the metaverse. The interesting trend in gaming in recent years has been the change of you going into, say, GameStop and buying a disc to now playing free games online that are monetized by in-game spending, and these games are now called play-to-earn games. And this shift in the gaming industry is now going to really favour games that are going to be built on Web 3.0 blockchain technologies versus Web 2.0 closed off systems. The reason being is you might spend hours and hours of time building up in-game wealth and buying add-ons in a Web 2 type game, and then once you are finished playing with that game, you are not allowed to transfer that wealth into the real world. Web 3.0 crypto metaverse networks solve this problem by allowing gamers to transfer their own NFTs and trade them with others and carry them over to other virtual worlds. However, current Web 2.0 giants such as Facebook are realizing that this is a problem and something that they need to adopt if they are going to be successful in the metaverse. And in a recent interview with Gary Vee, Mark Zuckerberg stated that whatever Meta or Facebook build will be interoperable. This maybe explains why Facebook have been so determined to create their own cryptocurrency so they can use that in their own metaverse when it is built. In the Grayscale report here, they project that the revenue for 2025 is going to top around 400 billion for global virtual world games, and the majority of that revenue is going to come from in-game spending, as you can see here. So it looks like about 95% is going to come from in-game spending compared to about 80% at the moment coming from in-game spending. Next up on the report, they take a look at the size of the Web 3.0 crypto metaverse networks. The combined market cap at the moment for all of these crypto projects is still only 27.5 billion. It is still so tiny, and we are really early in the development of this market, so nobody should be worried about missing the boat just yet. Just to put it into perspective, the total market cap of all metaverse crypto projects is still smaller than the market cap of a company like Nokia. So if we then compare this again to the 900 billion market cap of Facebook and the 2 trillion market cap of the gaming sector and the 14.8 trillion market cap of existing Web 2.0 companies that could shift towards the metaverse or risk disruption, there is a huge potential growth here. It's going to be interesting to see the battle between these existing Web 2.0 companies versus the new crypto metaverse projects on the block. Existing companies like Facebook probably have the advantage because they already have billions of users, and they also have piles of cash to invest compared to the crypto projects, which will have a lot smaller funding. But I'm sure we will see a lot of crossovers and partnerships between both worlds, so it is not exactly one or the other. We will probably see a mix of both worlds. Next in the report, they go through some of the current use cases that we are already seeing, such as virtual art galleries, virtual business offices, games and casinos, advertising, sponsored content, and online music venues. They also have some useful metrics on the number of active Metaverse wallets we have at the moment. So as we can see, there has been some exponential growth in recent months, and it's now up to about 43,000 wallets in use at the moment, which is still relatively small even in crypto terms. If we then compare that to the number of users in some other different categories, so we have 50,000 in Web 3.0 virtual worlds, about 500,000 or so using NFTs. We have about 2.3 million in blockchain gaming, 220 million people using global crypto, but it still even pales in comparison to the amount of people that still use Facebook, which is close to 3 billion. So this again highlights how early all of this is. Then they go on to show the exponential rise in revenue in Metaverse Worlds, which has surpassed an all-time high of 200 million. Then they go on to talk about how much funding has actually flowed into these areas of crypto projects. So we have seen 8.2 billion in funding in the third quarter of 2021 in crypto as a total, and 1.8 billion of that has gone into Web 3.0 and NFT, and another 1 billion has gone into blockchain based gaming across 14 different deals. So there are still not crazy amounts of investment really going into this just yet. My own takeaway from reading this report is that the market is in such an early phase, and it is still so tiny that it's going to be very hard to actually try and pick some winners at this stage. Maybe the dominant players have not even entered the race. A lot of the bigger crypto players in the market at the moment are kind of interesting, but I'm not overly convinced by projects like Axie Infinity, Decentraland, or the Sandbox, for example. But I'd say if you are trying to invest in one of these projects, the best thing you can possibly do as a part of your research is to try and actually use them. Because at the end of the day, is the value of these projects are going to be dependent on how many users that they're going to have. And if you like playing the games or whatever virtual experiences that they might have on different projects, then there's a good chance that a lot of other people will be enjoying it as well, and that could be enough to give you an idea of the future potential long-term success of those projects. I myself, I'm just going to try and keep an eye on it for the moment. I'm not going to jump in too early, but if anybody watching this has already seen some winning projects, please let us know in the comment section. It will be interesting to see what people are paying attention to. So that is pretty much it for my video today. Thanks very much for coming along and watching the video, and if you are enjoying the videos, I would really appreciate it if you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel.